You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. We've got breaking news tonight as law enforcement was on a pursuit of a tractor-trailer driver. Pennsylvania State Police and U.S. Marshals chased down the truck through Schuylkill County into the area of Beach Street in Hazleton. That's where the driver allegedly left the vehicle and took off on foot toward the railroad tracks and headed toward Giant Food Store on Vine Street. The driver's described as a bald older male wearing a green shirt. He is considered to be armed and dangerous, so PSP and the Hazleton Police Department are asking everyone to stay away from the Beach Street playground until further notice. We'll be bringing you more information as it becomes available. Numerous law enforcement agencies participated in a joint detail in the city of Hazleton Friday. Pennsylvania State Police teamed up with the Luzerne County District Attorney's Drug Task Force and Detective's Office, using various resources to provide a highly visible presence in the community to increase public safety and serve as a criminal activity deterrent. The detail resulted in 120 traffic citations, 20 non-traffic citations, 64 drug arrests, 8 DUIs, and 7 arrest warrants served. Schuylkill County officials announced Friday that they're investigating into serious allegations against one of their commissioners. The county commissioner's chairman, George Halkovich, denied the allegations involving a personnel matter. Halkovich was informed of the complaints alleging his engagement in sexual harassment and discrimination. He vehemently denied the accusations and said that he promptly and fully cooperated with the county's investigation. The first assistant county solicitor said a detailed statement regarding the investigation would be released sometime later this week. And the Hazleton Public Library's summer reading program is still on, with some changes to keep it safe and fun for the whole family. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has the details.
As the summer continues and we enter into July, it's important to keep the minds of youth active and growing. The Hazleton Public Library has just the program for that.
So we are having a summer reading program, a lot of people were wondering, but it's very different this year. The theme is Imagine Your Story. It's all about fairy tales, mythology, things like that. But some exciting changes are we're expanding the age groups. We now have programs for birth through adulthood, so adults get to join in the fun now.
The coronavirus pandemic closed schools throughout the country, and with the loss of in-person learning for so many months, it's important now more than ever to engage young minds through reading.
In the past, we would have kids come in and we record for them and we keep everything here. And I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss seeing all the kids, but this is the way to do it safely, where we don't have as much interaction, but we're still getting the information out to them.
The big change this year for the reading program will be that most of it will be online.
In order to track your reading and your activities, we're using the Read Squared program. So you can find links to it on our website or our Facebook. It's very user-friendly. It's free, but it's a great way for actually the whole family to keep track of their reading and activities. The goal this summer is to earn 1,000 points, and you earn points by reading. Every minute you read is a point. And by doing activities. They get different points too. And if by the end of August 28th, you finish, get your 1,000 points, then you get put in for a prize drawing.
The app is available and running, so feel free to sign up along with the new element called the Grab and Go packets and virtual programming. And if you can't access online, don't worry, they've got you covered as well.
The Grab and Go packets and our virtual programming, that starts Monday, July 6th. We're going to post videos online, story times, virtual field trips, STEAM activities, a whole bunch of things. And we have grab and go packets to go along with them. And that all starts on Monday. I know a lot of it is virtual, but we do have options for people who don't have access to the internet. We have paper logs. You just have to call your local library because this is going on at all the branches too. And we'll set up a way for you to get your paper log. And also, in those grab and go packets, we'll have instructions on how to do crafts and some puzzles and things like that, so you can join in the fun that way.
Reporting at the Hazleton Public Library with WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. The mayor of Wilkes-Barre is asking residents to reach out to local legislators to repeal an act on purchasing fireworks. Mayor George Brown posted on Facebook over the weekend, urging Wilkes-Barre citizens to request the repeal of Act 43. Act 43 passed back in 2017, increasing the number and size of fireworks that can be legally purchased in PA. Brown wants state legislature and the governor's office to repeal the act to make the sale of those fireworks illegal. The city was recently inundated with calls, 600 calls, regarding complaints of fireworks being set off in the city last weekend. Brown's Facebook post includes a list of contact information for those local officials. An Edwardsville man's accused of being intoxicated when he collided into a state police vehicle Saturday night. Police attempted to pull over 23-year-old Cody Jacob Cordes while he was driving a utility terrain vehicle in Plymouth at a high rate of speed on Flat Road. As Cordes tried to flee, he crashed into the front of a patrol car. He was taken into custody and charged with aggravated assault, flight to avoid apprehension, DUI, and criminal mischief, among several other charges. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $25,000 bail. Residents in a nearby neighborhood of Gilberton dropped off donations last Friday to help victims of their recent flood. Officials from Girardville stopped by to give residents much-needed items, including cleaning supplies and mops, as well as canned and boxed foods. Items have been collected at Girardville Borough Hall since June 22nd and were delivered with help from the Girardville Police and Streets Departments. Donations are still being accepted until July 2nd, and anyone wishing to help can visit gofundme.com/GilbertonBorough. A local eating establishment closed its dine-in services in 2 of their restaurants. Grotto Pizza's Wilkes-Barre and Harvey's Lake locations are stopping their dine-in services after 2 staff members tested positive for COVID-19. The infected employees have been staying away from work, and employees who had contact with them were encouraged to get tested. The locations are still offering delivery and takeout services to their customers. Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman's reminding eligible residents to apply for rent and mortgage relief. Renters and homeowners affected by the pandemic can file applications for relief made available through the Federal CARES Act. Applications for assistance will be accepted starting July 6th and are available by clicking the red CARES banner on the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency's website. You can also call 1-855-827-3466 with questions about the programs. Eligible residents could receive $750 a month for up to a year. Coming up on WYLN News, make your hair salon appointments today. Plus, we've got some new state troopers on the road. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and here is your weather forecast for the week.
Hey everyone, Ting O here, physical therapist with Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. And finally, Northeast Pennsylvania is open again. And for a lot of us, we're looking to get back into the gym and exercise. Be careful with when you get back to exercising, because after a period of not exercising, it's a great risk of getting yourself injured again. So what you want to look out for is maybe getting yourself checked out by some healthcare providers. For example, someone like us here at Physical Fitness. Being a medically based fitness facility, we can check your whole body out through a fitness exam that we do called the Body Cube. And what it does is it allows us to see your strengths and weaknesses and areas where you may potentially have a risk of injury. This way we can catch it before it actually happens, target your exercise towards those areas, and help you get back into exercising safely so that you can get back to enjoying your summer, like gardening, hanging out with your kids, and getting back to physical activity.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
We're finally in the green, meaning that we can treat ourselves to a day at the salon. We stopped in Whitehaven to talk to both a local beauty salon owner and a familiar face to WYLN. Our Julie Stefanovich has more.
Many businesses in Luzerne County are ecstatic to be back open and catering to their clientele. Barbara Ann Stempel's beauty salon in Whitehaven is back in business after a COVID-19 hiatus. As with many establishments, Barb is taking all the necessary precautions to ensure safety, which involves quite a few changes.
Only having one client at a time is a little rough, trying to figure your scheduling, because you have to make enough time in between to be able to sanitize everything. You have to wipe down everything someone touched. We always had sanitized things, our combs, brushes, but we never had to do what we have to do now.
Stemple had to reschedule around 50 clients and has been working long hours to accommodate them.
And now, some places that had walk-ins, they're not allowed to take a walk-in. You have to call and make your appointment. You have to make sure nobody else is in here. And then you have to have them either wait in their car or have somewhere, and if you have a place outside for them to sit, then you have to go and sanitize it before the next person comes.
The salon purchased disposable supplies and had to order in advance to make sure products were available when the doors reopened.
It's been a little bit challenging with everything that we had to buy ahead and try to get it, because nobody's doing any shopping and our beauty supply was closed, so we had to do everything online.
Masks are a must as safety comes first and foremost.
I think just wearing the masks, washing our hands, social distancing, and hand sanitizing, just like they tell you. And that's probably about all we can do, because we do everything else.
Stemple was thrilled to welcome back her clients, and the feeling was mutual.
And all my clients were very glad to see me, as I was to see them. And then they come in and they see I look different, and I look at them and they look different, but we do the best and make them feel good about themselves again.
We asked Barbara about the do-it-yourselfers and the corrective cuts.
Well, that's a little challenging, especially if they took a chunk out, because then they'd say they couldn't get their sideburns right, so they just cut it off, and you work with it.
Barbara Ann Stemple's beauty salon is at 14 Maple Ridge Lane in Whitehaven. You can give her a call at 570-443-8068. In Whitehaven for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Nice to see Paula getting pampered. Real estate values in Luzerne County used for property taxation are still well within acceptable accuracy standards. County officials base the assessment on its latest annual outside analysis by the State Tax Equalization Board. The state board compares assessments in each county to actual real estate purchase prices from the year prior to see how values are holding up. The ideal common level ratio scores 100%, and Luzerne County's ratio was 94.9% this year, meaning properties sell around 5% more on average than the assessed values countywide. County Manager David Pedri doesn't know what to expect next year, since that ratio will reflect how the pandemic's impacted real estate market sales in 2020. The report shows among the 67 counties statewide, Luzerne County remains an accuracy leader in its ratio score. 99 cadets graduated from the State Police Academy in Hershey and were already assigned to troops across the Commonwealth. PSP's 159th cadet class graduated in accordance with statewide mitigation efforts during their ceremony that was closed to the public, but offered to watch online. In our viewing area, Troop N Hazleton welcomed 3 new cadets for their force. Visit psp.pa.gov for all the latest on Pennsylvania State Police. There may be a round 2 for Americans receiving stimulus check payments. Both parties are lobbying for the idea to send more financial relief, and Senate said to be working out the details on how and when the payments will be given out. The government bodies want to avoid rewarding people who don't want to work, but still want to provide direct assistance, like a payroll tax holiday. President Donald Trump also signaled interest in the idea of a second payment. Coming up on Denison's News Choice, we talk going green with Mary Malone and Community and You. Plus, get ready for your favorite local amusement parks. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information. Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and today we are right on Broad Street with President of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, Mary Malone. How are you doing today, Mary?
It's great to see you again down here on Broad Street.
Definitely great to be finally in person while staying safe. I see you just took off the mask just so we could kind of talk today.
Absolutely. So good to be in green.
Yes. And speaking of the green phase, today we are going to be talking what is open, what is happening in downtown Hazleton. Now, Mary, what are some of the things that the public can expect now that not only is Luzerne County in the green, but downtown Hazleton is pretty much open as well?
It is. And so many of the offices that had been working remotely or virtually are now starting to open back up. Masks are something that you see most places, including the chamber, required to wear masks in order to enter the building. So you see probably when you walk in, more hand sanitizing stations and things of that nature. And we've been actually in green since last Friday. And I think people are starting to come back slowly. Right across the street, we have a lot of our restaurants now that have adopted and kind of also have an outside venue for the social distancing and outside. So like I said, it's kind of a slow pace. Some folks are still working remotely. Like I know in the Chambers instance, we're kind of doing a hybrid so that the office is open and there's coverage, but also folks working from home as well.
Now, if people want any information on what is available and what's happening, where should they go? Who should they contact?
So the Chamber's website has a host of information on it as far as what are the CDC guidelines and what can we do and if there's any limitations, because yes, we are in green, but there are still some precautions and things like that that need to happen at hazletonchamber.org. And then we also have Luzerne Ready, which Dave Pedri, our county manager, has set up that also has information. we've been trying to keep up with because there's been changing hours. I'll use Frankie's Pizzeria as an just this week got back to their regularly scheduled hours. Jimmy's Hot Dogs was another restaurant. So as they send in their hours, we're trying to update them, as well as on our directory, also on our Facebook page.
It seems like the access is just as easy as walking around with a mask. It's that easy.
Yes, it really is. The parking enforcement is back on downtown. I was actually worked most of the time from my office, and so the amount of traffic that's back is all good news for activity. We have lots of construction projects that had been halted are back in session as well. So good things are definitely happening. And like I said, just asking folks to, as much as they can, the social distancing, obviously the hand washing, and again, the masks.
And as everyone can see right now, we are in the wind tunnel. We are right on Broad Street. Cars are passing, and it seems like things are kind of slowly gravitating towards the new normal that's going on.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, in the last 2 weeks, we've definitely seen from the point of the county going yellow until now, definitely an uptick, and the nicer weather and all that. We're actually standing right by one of our colleges, Lackawanna College, which has a downtown presence, and they're actually doing a hybrid. So if you're unsure of either a restaurant that you want to go to or a retail operation you would like to go to, I would suggest calling first, just because we're still in a transition phase, and I hate to have somebody come down and find out, they closed a little bit earlier or things like that. And then, and just to come on out, for sure.
I'll definitely be out, and I'm sure everyone else is excited to be out as well. Thank you so much for squeezing us in today.
We're glad that, again, to see face to face. I've missed seeing everybody, so I think that there's a big sense of excitement of getting to see people again and get reconnected.
Most definitely. And thank you everybody for watching out there. Remember, we are in the green. This is great. Let's keep us in the green. Let's still remember to stay smart, stay healthy, and stay safe. We'll see you next time, A Community in You, here on WYLN.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in the Hometown Village Square.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
Finally, Knoebels Amusement Resorts announced its reopening date. Knoebels will open Wednesday, and hours during the first few weeks of operation will run from noon to 8 p.m. The initial operating days will offer the opportunity to pay per ride, with individual ride tickets only. The park expects to open with 30-plus rides and the majority of food stands, games, and gift shops. More than 150 hand sanitizing stations will be in place throughout the park. Sneeze guards were installed at food stands and gift shops, as well as hand stamp and guest services. Knoebels will manage its capacity via parking lot management if necessary. And Dorney Park's also opening its doors July 8th to season pass holders. The Allentown Amusement Park's requiring online reservations for all its guests beginning June 30th, and doors will open to daily ticket holders July 11th. Before Dorney Park's official opening, it'll be offering a limited capacity 4th of July drive-in fireworks show this Saturday. For a $10 donation per car, guests can park in the main lot for a close-up view of the display. All ticket proceeds benefit the LVHN COVID-19 Emergency Fund, but the show's limited to the first 1,500 vehicles, so get your tickets today. More information on the display and the park's new protocols can be found online at dorneypark.com. Just a reminder that PennDOT's driver's license and photo centers will be closed in observance of the Independence Day holiday. All driver's license and photo centers, including its Riverfront Office Center in Harrisburg, will be closed Saturday, July 4th in observance of the holiday. Motor vehicle counter services at the Harrisburg Riverfront Office Center will also be closed Friday, July 3rd. Customers can still complete various transactions and access multiple resources 24/7 online at no additional cost by visiting dmv.pa.gov. Hazleton area's class of 2020 virtual commencement ceremony is coming up this Thursday, and you're invited. The virtual ceremony will be live streamed Thursday, July 2nd at 6, and you can watch it right here on WYLN. A slideshow of pictures taken throughout this past school year will kick off at 5:35 p.m. So don't forget to tune in Thursday right after the news for Hazleton area's 2020 virtual graduation ceremony right here on WYLN TV. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find the real facts about COVID-19 from LVHN. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next right here on WYLN TV.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi